and welcome to HornTrader on YouTube. Today, it's Mouthpiece Day. Specifically, the HornTrader custom signature line. We got about 6 of them. People call up and go, oh, what's the difference? I don't know. And so today we're going to dispel some of these myths and reveal some truths. My mouthpieces were copied from a worn Mt Vernon 3C that previously belonged to Arturo Sandoval. Arturo, if you're listening, hola amigo, muchas gracias para boquilla. Muchas gracias. So, I hope that's correct. HT3C. So it's copied from his mouthpiece. He had a 24 hole and a 24 back bore. That made it really hard to maintain any kind of level of intensity, and I just don't have that much PSI, not like Arturo, to keep those mouthpieces up in that altissimo register. So Mark Curry ingeniously, or with his genius mind, came up with the HT3 CS28. The S stands for shallow, so my mouthpiece is 17 thousandths, not very much, shallower, and the 28 stands for the 28 hole. So the 28 hole, most mouthpieces are 27. This one's just one size smaller, a tight 28. It's got a little secondary cup you can kind of see that kind of flows into that hole, so it doesn't feel like it's backing up on you too much. And it's got a commercial, I believe it's his commercial 1 backbore. Fairly straight flare. So we get a good sound, yet we still have this little bit of comfort zone for higher notes. Perfect for show work. We can still play down in the low register. Lots of flexibility. Good all-around mouthpiece. Perfect for show work. That F sharp pegged it. Good sounding upper high note, not too nasally, not too shrill, just a big, good sounding high F sharp. But you say, oh my goodness, I don't do that kind of work. I mostly do church work and classical and wind ensemble, brass quintet. But I need a little help, or I want a different mouthpiece. I have the HornTrader. It's called the HT3 27 or -27. So once again, sticking with that Bach numbering system, it's like that big robust cup of the Bach without the letter. So it's like a Bach 3. This is a HT3-27. So we have a 27 hole and the number 10 back bore. Let me get a little acclimated on this. This still possesses a lot of trumpet quality. I use it for C trumpet. I use it for this trumpet, which is a large bore instrument. It's a Chorus 80J by Selmer. And so that 27 hole is a good hole. I do have something a little larger for C trumpet, but and those are special order when you want a larger hole. But at 27, it feels really good, gets a good sound, very trumpet-esque sound. nice sounding mouthpiece. Still has all the characteristics of a very pretty, heraldic, kind of a bravura sound, yet not overly bright. Play something a little more lyrical. That brings me to another point. I don't switch mouthpieces on jobs. It usually takes about a day to acclimate. People go, I pretty much stick with the same mouthpiece unless it's an extreme circumstance. It takes about a day to acclimate, maybe two, to a certain mouthpiece, certainly to another style of music. And so if you switch every day, every tune, every 5 bars, you're going to throw yourself into a spin. This is for demonstration purposes only. I want to make that clear. I don't carry around a little holster full of mouthpieces. Some people can get away with it. I can't. But we're going to demonstrate the HT3 27. Let's hear another example. Still a good sound. You can play up to a high D, high E if you want. Sounds good in a jazz setting, sounds good. I use it on my C trumpet. If you want something a little softer, a little more, dare we say, Chet Baker-ish, then you want the HT3 Jazz. Now, this is essentially, to kind of oversimplify it, it's got a flugel cup and a large hole, and it's shortened because the math requires it to be short so that we don't play out of tune. You barely have to adjust your tuning slide. Gets a great sound. Intimate, smoky, diffused, still with a little bit of core. Good sounding mouthpiece. I have a friend who swears by this mouthpiece, and in fact he plays it when he has this gig that he's really afraid about losing because he's too loud. He plays on this mouthpiece and sounds great, all the way up to high E and stuff, but yet it's got a little, it's a little laid back, gives him a great sound. But it's not a flugel sound, it's a jazzy sound. But you could also use it for legitimate music. I had to do this one show where I played a raucous high note solo, and then in about, 10 beats, 2.5 bars later, had to play just the first couple notes to taps. And after playing way up there, coming down to play taps, soft and subtle and subdued, I plugged in a different mouthpiece. Now, it takes acclimation, I know, but think of it also as a mute for the front end. That's all I needed. And I went back to my regularly scheduled programming. Okay, so that is the HT3 Jazz mouthpiece, one of my favorites, and it's a marvelous mouthpiece, and I get lots of great comments from my clients who all love that mouthpiece. Not to be confused with the HT3 Flugel mouthpiece. Mark Curry has come up with a design that the shank fits most flugelhorns. The large shank, the small shanks, and the Morris taper, the European shank. So it'll fit your Queenons and your Courtois and your Yamahas and your Bachs and your Cons and Olds and stuff like that. It's a nice mouthpiece. This one's particularly deep. Great sounding mouthpieces. So we also make a cornet mouthpiece. It's very similar to the HT3 with that big robust cup, but it's not a V cup. It's not like those vintage cornet mouthpieces, but we do make a cornet mouthpiece in that 3. We also make a 1.5 CS28 for those big, large diameter players who need a little help in the upper register or just longer endurance or even sounding brighter. They get stuck in that 1.5 C rut, and then they have to play something that requires a little more endurance, or just maintaining on a high D or something like that. And so we sell that, and then we sell a HT3C 27, and that's just like a Bach Mt Vernon 3C. And I hope you enjoyed this little informative video. You can buy these at the HornTrader website in the HornTrader Custom Signature Mouthpiece department on the website. Thanks a lot for listening. We'll see you on the next one. Bye-bye.